Welcome to the Swahili city-states. Located on the east coast of Africa, they relied heavily with the ebbs and flows of Indian Ocean trade. Within the Indian Ocean trade route, they traded goods such as clothes, copper coins, which as well as cowrie shells were used as currency, gold, ivory, and slaves. Merchants were actually attracted to these city-states because of the golden slaves. This influenced the arrival of Arab, Persian, and Indian-speaking merchants. Speaking of the merchants, let's take a quick transition to the social structure. The social pyramid consisted of 4 classes that were dependent on jobs, respectability, and financial status. The highest tier is social nobility, which normally happened to be merchants. The next tier is common citizens that lived within these city-states. Then, the following tier is resident foreigners, otherwise known as traders from the Indian Ocean waiting for their next ride out on the monsoon winds. The final tier on the social pyramid consisted of slaves or workers to people of a higher social class. This concludes the social structure of the Swahili city-states. On another note, Swahili city-states increased in growth because of Indian Ocean trade, and they also helped to connect African raw materials to Arabia, India, Persia, and even China. Now let's take a turn toward politics. The Swahili city-states consisted of 40 individual city-states. The most important ones include Kilwa, Mombasa, Sofala, and Mozambique. Within these city-states, each was governed by a group of local nobility, selected based upon birth or qualifications for the job. Both men and women could be a part of this political system, making the Swahili city-states very gender equal, with both genders able to have the same job as one another. The government was responsible for retaining order within their city-state and promoting the wealth and abilities their city had to offer. This also influenced the creation of city-states such as Mogadishu. Speaking of creation, let's talk about technology. In the Swahili city-states, architecture flourished. They created pillar tombs in Malindu, Manara, Kenya, a 2-story walled palace in Kilwa, dhow ships, a trade emporium designed with bolts and domes, and having over 100 rooms. And last but not least, intricately carved doors or houses. Each of these was made out of either coral or timbers. To finish off with, we have to talk about the culture of the Swahili city-states. The Bantu had a very powerful influence Bantu had a very powerful influence, but the main influence they gave was with the language. The Swahili language was made out of both Bantu and Arabic influences. Also, they had a kinship values here, such as filial piety, family loyalty, and the continuity of the family religion. For religion, they built a mosque in every single town. Finally, we have concluded our information-packed presentation on the amazing Swahili city-states. And as they say in Swahili, Kawari.